Hello, Kiki Driving School. I'm Keita. Today, I'd like you to know how a foreigner can get a driver's license in Japan. And then I'm going to interview my students who got the license in Japan recently about how he got license in here. よろしくお願いします。
Hi, my name is Luke Brohlman. I'm from the United States. I've been living in Japan now about 4 years, and I work in inbound marketing.
Could you tell me your driving history?
Sure. I got my driver's license first in the United States when I was 16, and I'm 36 now, so I've been driving for about 20 years.
Could you tell us the reason to get the license in Japan?
Sure. So when I first moved to Japan, I knew Japan had so many trains, and I thought I wouldn't need to use a license. I wouldn't need to drive. But the longer I stayed in Japan, the more I realized that having a license would be really convenient to my life, and also I could go to more and more interesting places in Japan.
So why did you choose Kiki Driving School?
Yeah, well, when I first decided to get my driver's license, I did a very simple web search for Tokyo Driving School, and the Kiki Driving School website came up as one of the first results. And looking at the Kiki Driving School website, I saw that it was really well written in English, and it made me think, oh, it'd make me very easy to be able to take driving lessons in English from someone who knows how to speak English. Not only that, but I saw Kiki Driving School featured in a lot of different English media, including the Japan Times. So that gave me an extra sense that, oh yeah, I could trust them, that this is a good service.
Luke-san, why you couldn't change your license, but you had to start from the beginning?
Sure. Yeah, well, since I moved to Japan in the 4 years I've been here, my license in the United States expired. So I couldn't easily transfer, and I knew if I wanted a license, I would have had to start from the beginning, and that's what I did.
Okay, could you tell us the process?
Sure. Well, the first thing I did was call Kiki Driving School, and I set up my first lesson with Keita. And at that lesson, he gave me an instructional booklet written in English containing all the information that I needed to know to pass the written exam to get my learner's permit and driver's license. So I studied that, went to the driving license center, took my written exam, passed that, and then Keita and I we had lessons together at a driving course. And having done those, I went back to the driver's license center and took my practical exam for my learner's permit. And with the learner's permit, then I repeated the same process for the actual driver's license. Studied, took the written exam, we did lessons together, and then I went and took the road test for my actual driver's license. Now, the last piece of the puzzle was there's additional courses you have to take, including CPR and learning to drive on like high-speed highways. And once you pass that course, once I finished that, I was able to go and get my actual driver's license.
So we would like to know the budget. Could you tell us approximately how much you spend to get the license, please?
Sure. Well, I took 40-minute lessons, and for my learner's permit, I took 4 of those lessons, and for my actual driver's license exam, I took 5 of those lessons, so 9 total. The budget for those lessons was 117,000 yen. And then with the examination and the additional course to get my license, that itself totaled about 24,000 yen. So a grand total of about 142,000 yen from beginning to end.
Could you tell us the time framing? How long did you take to get the license?
Sure. Yeah. From our first lesson to when I actually got my license took about 6 months. Now, that is actually kind of a long time. I took it because of coronavirus. At the driving center, everything took just so much more time, and especially to take the practical exam, both for the learner's permit and for the actual license itself, you have to reserve ahead of time. So when I took it, the reservation times, the wait times were anywhere from a month and a half to 2 months. So that's why the time really added up to 6 months total.
Because of the COVID-19, it took a long time to get the license, especially because people had to wait for a long time to do the driving test, since it's for the, you can take the test for the after the reservation. But it usually takes about 3 weeks, 4 weeks in total. And then most of the time you're just waiting for the examination for your to wait for your booking. Did you have any problem with the communication?
Not at all. Keita's English, as you can hear, is perfect. And his instructions while we were taking the lessons were always really clear, very easy to understand. And not only that, but he taught me, as we were going, a lot of necessary Japanese words about driving that I then used to be able to pass the driving practical exam. So I was very, very grateful for that.
Okay. Could you tell us the result of your exams?
Yeah, I passed. I passed my first time, both written exams and both practical exams. So having passed it on my first try and not having to repeat it was such a relief. I'm really happy that I took lessons to be able to do that.
Could you also tell us the result of other applicants if you saw any, if you've seen anyone?
Sure. Yeah, when I was taking the test, I'd say generally about half the students failed their first time. I don't know if it was the first time or the second time, but it seemed like only about 50% of the people actually passed. So I was always really nervous when they were giving me the results. And it was always really great to hear that I passed the first time.
That's good. Could you tell us the services of Kiki Driving School, your evaluation?
Sure. Well, it was very easy to navigate the website. It's all written in clear English, and I was able to make reservations very easily. The instructions from Keita were always in really clear, really easy to understand English, which I think really helped me prepare for the tests. And not only that, but the additional materials that he gave me include the instruction booklet, but also on his website, on the Kiki Driving School website, there's a number of different materials, including points about taking the exam that even someone like me who's driven for a very long time had no idea, because they're kind of very specific to Japanese driving. If I had not known them, I would not have been able to pass on my first time. So it was really, really great to be able to have those resources.
Could you tell us the material, online material of our product?
Sure. Yes, on the Kiki Driving School website, you can access a lot of additional materials that go over some of the very fine points of driving in Japan. And it's all stuff that comes up on the test as well. So this is things like the exact way they want you to approach an intersection, when exactly they want you to signal, how to look out for pedestrians and bikes in sort of the very specific way that they're looking for, that's standard in Japanese driving. So on the website, the material is all written in English, and they've got a lot of really easy to understand illustrations to kind of go over some of these very fine points.
Okay, so about Ruksan, I think that the difference in between getting license in the US and in Japan is a little different in a way of getting to pass the driving test, because the rule for the driving test is quite different. I have seen the both cases, because I haven't heard many things about getting license in US from my old students, and then I kind of understand that how you get the license in US. But in Japan, they're more looking for the rules that they set up, and then also they need the minimum driving experience and then the skills, but more of all, they want you to drive following the way that they expect. So The reason how he got the license as quick as he did was because he learned pretending like almost from zero, and then he got the old idea from the beginning, and then that's why how he was successful, and then he got the license so quickly. So this is all for this interview today. Thank you very much for speaking your experience.
Oh, absolutely.
And please drive safe in Japan.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.